It feels like there's unfinished business. It feels like there's something that you are meant to learn and experience with this person still for some reason. I don't know. It feels like you're going to be like changing this person's viewpoint on something, and also like changing your own perception of how you see yourself in love. Like, I feel like you're really going to step into your power within connection to this person, and like really understanding your value and who you are, and just like I'm just getting that this person is going to see your worth. Like, this person is going to realize who you are. And I don't think that you ever felt that in this person's presence yet. I don't feel like you ever really had like a moment where it's just like, oh, I know that this person recognizes my worth, or I know that this person recognizes how special this connection could be. It just feels like there's like this second chance kind of energy coming through. We have the Knight of Swords and the Judgment, the Lovers, the Death and Rebirth, the Fool, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Wow, what a positive omen. I feel like there's a lot of like positive omens guiding you towards this person. Specifically, rainbows are coming through, butterflies, animals appearing to you in threes for some reason is also significant. The Knight of Swords energy is really giving me like refinement. Like you've taken a lot of time to understand yourself, to be able to show up this way in this connection. Like I just feel like you're showing up differently. It feels like you aren't going to like, you're not going to let this person get away with the games and like the bullshit that they've gotten away with in past connections. You're different than who this person has been with before. You're showing up completely different. This feels like a very deep soul connection, and there is something that you are meant to explore with this person, but you're supposed to do it in a way that really like highlights who you are and shines a light on who they need to become, like who they need to kind of rise into. So I'm going to keep diving into this connection because I feel like there's a lot to unpack here, like just with what you and this person have kind of already experienced together, what you're still meant to experience. Like I said, there are events that are supposed to take place for the both of you, and how this might be bringing the two of you actually closer together. So if you want access to this reading, comment Angel Tarot and I will send you the link that gives you access. Members, you already have access. It's posted in the society, so go ahead and check it out. Okay, I'm tuning into such a glorious portal when it comes to you and this person and the way that you are creating partnership in your lives. When I tell you your home space together is about to be such a sanctuary, and together as in like you are living together. And that happens so seamlessly. It happens so easily. Like it just makes sense. One of the things that is coming through this portal is just the fact that like you feel safe enough expressing your desire to move in deeper with this person. Like you're able to say to this person, hey, like I really value our time together. Like I'd love to be able to explore, you know, the possibility of moving in together and seeing where this can go. And like there's just such an easy, and I'm getting like mutually reciprocal energy of both of you desire to continue moving deeper in together. And I almost like was picking up at the beginning of this portal that there's some resistance in the beginning of like, okay, obviously both of you have been hurt before. Like obviously both of you are a little nervous or a little bit scared, but something takes place within this connection to where you just move beyond that. And I think it has to do with you. Well, also this person though, it just feels like something about like not wanting to miss an opportunity and you just being so unbothered. I don't know why it's giving like unbothered queen, but when it comes to the way that you are building your home space together, like your rhythms, your routines fit together. And the way that you build the home space is as if it's such a safe space where both of you can just really replenish your energies. You laugh so much together. Like this person makes you laugh like nobody else in the world. That is really significant here because I don't think that you do that with everybody. In fact, I think it's actually very rare that somebody sees that side of you. It's almost like that's like more intimate for you to become so happy and like vibrant and alive in this person's presence. Like I said, it's like that inner child energy really shining through. And and just the way that you both consider each other and care for each other, like especially when it comes to the communication, like you both prioritize this connection, you both prioritize each other. And when it comes to disagreements, like you both have a desire to move through them. Like I said, once you get through like that kind of like beginning bumpy road rough patch, it's kind of just like obvious how the two of you fit together. Like you're gonna be that home space that like all the friends want to come to, all the people want to gather to, because it's just so like healing and light and alive. And oh my God, the way that you both, like there's such mutual reciprocity when it comes to what you both desire to experience with each other. So I channeled this whole in-depth portal. It's beautiful. You get to find out how you both are going to move together, what is going to be unfolding in the next couple of months. If you would like to dive in deeper, comment portal and I will send you the link that gives you the details for how to join and receive access to. Dear soul, before you leave, don't let this moment become just another video you watched. If these words stirred something deep inside your heart, it is because God wanted you to hear them. Right now, place your hand over your heart and boldly declare, I am chosen, I am deeply loved, I am not forgotten. God is writing a beautiful story through my life, and his promises for me will come to pass. Say it again, and this time, believe every word. Let these truths sink into the deepest parts of your soul. Every tear you've cried, every silent prayer you've whispered, every lonely night you've endured, God has seen it all. He has never looked away. He has never stopped working on your behalf. As you step into the days ahead, carry this promise with you. Even when you cannot see the way forward, trust that God is already making a way. What he has prepared for you is far greater than what you've been forced to leave behind. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. Somewhere, someone is holding on by a thread, wondering if God still sees them. Your share could be the answer to the prayer they've been crying in silence. And if the Holy Spirit places it on your heart to help us continue sharing these faith-filled messages around the world, you can support this ministry through a super thanks. Whether your gift is $5, $10, $20, or whatever God leads you to give, every offering helps us reach another soul with hope, healing, and the love of Christ. May the Lord bless you beyond anything you could imagine. May he restore what was broken, answer the prayers you've whispered through tears, open doors no one can shut, and fill your home with his peace and favor. Thank you for standing with us. Together, we are reaching hearts, strengthening faith, and reminding the world that God's love never fails. This time, you're not the same person who loved them before. There are second chances, and then there are second chances. The ordinary kind, the ones that happen because someone apologized convincingly enough, or because loneliness made staying apart feel more painful than going back, those are not what this is. Those kinds of second chances tend to recreate the same story
with slightly different dialogue, and everyone involved knows it somewhere underneath the hope, even as they're choosing it. This is something different. This is two people who have each separately and quietly done something to themselves in the time apart. Something internal. Something that doesn't have a dramatic announcement attached to it, shows up unmistakably in the way they carry themselves now, in the things they will and won't accept, in the clarity with which they see what they want, in the stillness that comes from having spent real time understanding who they are when no one is watching. You have changed, and the connection you are walking back toward, or that is walking back toward you, is not the same one that was left behind. It has changed too. Deepened in the way that things deepen when time and distance and genuine growth are applied to them. What is coming is not a return, it is an arrival. For the first time, the signs you've been noticing. There's a reason you've been paying attention to things you might have previously dismissed. The rainbow appearing in an unlikely place. The butterfly that lands somewhere it has no particular reason to land. The same animal crossing your path 3 times in ways that will feel deliberate to be coincidence. You've been noticing these things maybe with curiosity, maybe with a quiet internal recognition that something is trying to communicate something, even if you can't quite translate it yet. Trust that noticing. It is not wishful thinking dressed as intuition. It is your awareness picking up on a shift in the energy around you before your logical mind has caught up to it. Something is aligning. Something that involves this person, this connection, this specific and unfinished thread that has been waiting patiently for both of you to become ready for what it actually requires. The signs are saying the timing is now, not soon, not eventually. Now, what you brought into the room this time, here is what has changed most significantly, and it begins with you, not with them. The version of you that is showing up in this connection now is not the same one who showed up before, and that is not a criticism of who you were then. That version of you was doing exactly what was possible with the understanding they had at the time. They were loving as honestly and as fully as they knew how, given everything they believed about themselves and what they deserved. But something has happened in the intervening time. A refinement, a settling. The kind of clarity that only comes from spending real time with yourself. Not the curated performative version of self-reflection, but the honest, sometimes uncomfortable kind where you sit with the parts of yourself you'd rather not examine and examine them anyway. You know your worth now in a way that is different from before. Not louder, necessarily. Actually quieter. Because real self-worth doesn't announce itself. It simply informs every decision you make, every boundary you hold, every moment where you choose to stay, and every moment where you choose to walk away. It lives in the body as a kind of settledness, a groundedness that was not fully there before. And this person is going to feel that difference the moment they encounter you. They are going to look at you and know, in the way that people know things before they can explain them, that something has shifted. That the person in front of them is both entirely familiar and somehow completely new. And that newness is going to do something to them. It's going to ask something of them. It's going to hold up a mirror and show them the gap between who they have been and who they would need to become to be worthy of what you're offering. That is not a small thing to ask of a person, but this person is ready to be asked. The recognition that was always missing. Let's talk about something that has probably lived quietly in the back of your experience of this connection. Something you may have never said out loud, but felt consistently in the private moments. You never quite felt seen by them, not fully. Not in the specific way that means someone has looked at you, really looked past the surface and the presentations and the easy parts and recognize what they found there as something extraordinary. You gave, you showed up, you brought yourself into the connection with a generosity and an authenticity that deserved to be met. And it wasn't. Not completely. There was something in the way they engaged with you that felt they were working with an incomplete picture, like they had grasped something real about you, but missed the larger context that would have made it make sense. That absence of recognition, that quiet, chronic feeling of being almost seen but not quite, is one of the loneliest experiences that exists inside a relationship. Because you're not alone in the traditional sense. You're with someone. But the part of you that most needs to be witnessed is still standing in the dark, waiting. What is coming now is the light finally reaching that room. This person is approaching a moment of genuine recognition, the kind that lands in the chest rather than the head, the kind that changes how they look at you permanently, not because you've done something new to earn it, but because they have finally developed the capacity to see what was always there. The ego that obscured their vision has been stripped back by their own experience, their own difficulty, their own reckoning with what it cost them to undervalue what they had. They are going to see you. Actually, finally, completely see you. And when that happens, everything between you will reorganize itself around that new reality. The deep realization here is the insight that changes the way you understand this entire connection. The reason you never felt fully recognized was not because you weren't worth recognizing. It was because they weren't yet capable of the quality of seeing that you required. That sounds simple when stated plainly. But it carries an enormous amount of relief for the person who has spent months or years wondering what was wrong with them, why they couldn't seem to make someone understand their value, why the love they offered felt received but not truly appreciated, why the connection felt simultaneously real and somehow not enough. Nothing was wrong with you. The vision was limited. And limited vision is a problem of the viewer, not the thing being viewed. The sun doesn't become less significant because someone's eyes are closed. It waits. It continues being the sun. And when the eyes finally open, everything it illuminates becomes visible all at once, not gradually, but in a rush of clarity that makes the person who was blind wonder how they ever failed to see it. That is what is happening here. Their eyes are opening, and what they are going to see when they look at you will be everything they were not equipped to appreciate before. A home built on something real, and then there is the part of the vision that feels most quietly beautiful in the way that ordinary, daily things often are. The two of you building a shared life, not in the grand cinematic sense of sweeping declarations and perfect moments, but in the real sense. Morning routines that somehow align. The way your rhythms fit together without either of you having to bend uncomfortably to accommodate the other. Laughter at things that wouldn't be funny to anyone outside of the room. Inside jokes that develop without effort because you both see the world through a similar enough lens that the absurdity of daily life keeps presenting itself to both of you at the same moment. You laugh with this person in a way that is rare for you. Not the polite laughter of someone performing ease, but the real kind, the kind that surprises you, that catches you off guard, that makes you feel lighter in a way that lingers after the moment itself has passed. That laughter is intimacy, perhaps the most honest kind there is, because you cannot manufacture it, cannot force it into existence for someone you're not genuinely comfortable with, only comfortable. It just happens, or it doesn't. It happens with this person consistently in the way that tells you something true about how safe you feel in their presence. The resistance that gets crossed, there will be a moment, or perhaps a series of smaller moments, where the natural human fear of being hurted again surfaces in both of you. This is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that both of you are paying attention, that you have each been through enough to know that love is not a risk-free proposition, that opening is always also a form of exposure, that choosing someone always involves accepting the possibility of loss. But something happens in this connection that moves you past that fear. Not through naivety, not through pretending the risk isn't real, but through a quiet, growing sense that what is available here is worth the vulnerability it requires. There is a moment where the fear of missing something genuine becomes louder than the fear of being hurt. And in that moment, both of you lean in. You, specifically, particularly you, bring something to that moment that changes its quality entirely. A kind of grounded ease. An unbothered confidence that doesn't demand anything, but makes it quietly clear that you know your own worth and will not compromise it simply because someone else is uncertain. And that energy, that unshakable, peaceful self-possession is exactly what gives this person the courage to stop hesitating and start choosing. What you build together, the home you create, whether that is a physical space, an emotional world, or both, becomes something that others feel when they enter it. There is a warmth there. A specific kind of healing energy that radiates from a shared life built on genuine mutual care, on communication that prioritizes understanding over being right, on two people who consistently choose each other, not out of habit, but out of genuine, daily, renewed desire. Your friends will want to gather there, not because of anything you do deliberately to create that, but because places that hold real love have a quality that people can feel in their nervous systems without being able to name it. Safety, ease, the rare and precious sense that it's okay to be exactly what you are in this space. And at the center of it, at the center of all of it, is the reciprocity, the balance, the extraordinary, quietly revolutionary fact that what you want from this connection is exactly what they want to give. And what they need from you is exactly what you are naturally inclined to offer. No one overgiving, no one receiving without returning. Just two people genuinely matched, building something that neither of them could have built alone. This was always going to happen. The butterflies, the rainbows, the animals appearing in threes, they were not decoration. They were confirmation of something that was already in motion long before you had language for it. This connection has always been pointed toward this moment, toward both of you arriving here, changed by your individual journeys, ready in ways you weren't before, carrying the understanding that only comes from having been through something real. You are not going back to what was. You are stepping into what was always meant to be. And this time, this version of you, this version of them, this version of the connection is the one that gets to find out what happens when two people finally meet each other as fully formed, genuinely ready, deeply knowing versions of themselves. This time is different. You are different. And different in this case is everything.